My name is Alexandra Loza. I'm in 8th grade. I'm going to go into 9th soon. And I don't really have any hobbies other than drawing and painting. My interests are animation, especially in 2D animation, and well, that's the main interest I have. I started in around 3rd grade where I would do small doodles. I felt like doing. I did it on my homework, papers, anywhere, and since it became too distracting and didn't look good on my work, I had to stop doing it. Until around 5th or 6th grade, I had friends who did art and they were really good. And because of them, I got more into art and I started drawing on my own, but they weren't really great. They were really, really bad. More into 6th grade, I had this friend who taught me a few things on art. She gave me tips and guidelines, and that brought me more into art. Not a lot though. I love doing realism and I love adding details into my art, and then looking at a certain distance, they look different from what you would normally see in art. And that's what I love to do. That's how I find my enjoyment in art. For themes in my pieces, I love to do, I really enjoy to add the details and things that normally people wouldn't pay attention into their daily lives of their surroundings. So like small glares, details, shots, and the way you look at things, and mainly what you wouldn't really pay attention on. Well, most of the art I do here are for my art classes, so I don't have much of a choice because they give me sets and they decide whether I start here or here, oh, you're in this level, so you have to start in this one. So I don't get much choice into them, but I like to just challenge myself when picking my art, and I like to reflect on more difficult and challenging art pieces I have that let me express myself in showing detail. There's these 2 artists that always give me inspiration when I'm feeling down and having an art block. Junto Ito and Hisao Miyazaki. Miyazaki, he brings his art, his animation into extreme detail and simplicity at times, and shows a lot of things you wouldn't really see in animation or animators will put into their work and pieces. And that's what I love about him. And he's different in the way how he shows his passion for animation and art. And then for Itu, he didn't really want to do art as a job until later in his life. He grabbed inspiration from his sister's artwork, and that brought him a bit more into art, but not as much as how he is now. He studied anatomy and a lot about perspective view, but mainly for his job in the medical career. And once he knew that he wanted to do art as for a living, he started doing his own manga. And this manga mainly consists on extreme detail and how it terrifies you. Like his books that he writes, his manga, is mainly about horror and stuff. And I have one of his books. It's not very terrifying, but it's just how I bought the book for a reason, and it was because I love his art and to see how he does his art on different views. Because not all his art is the same at times, but he likes to put his own style into it, and especially in horror. Let's say if I want to do an anime character, right? I look into their photos and what they would normally do and their characteristics. And so I use those characteristics to decide a background and their pose. And usually I like to get poses from other artists because artists who have more experience and have studied a lot of anatomy, because I don't have a lot of experience on that, and so it's good to take references. And that's what I like to do. And when I take my references is from this one artist. I don't remember his name, but the anime he does, I usually take his poses, and it's from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And his poses are extremely whack and different. and they're really hard to do, and I like to take them off so I can learn more anatomy from that and to practice too. I have passed a lot of difficulties, and I still have to deal with them today, like creating my own poses and references. Especially in backgrounds, I have a lot of struggle on perspective, view, and proportions, but I read and take notes on how to do that right. One challenge I still face today, but I've been trying to overcome and have been for the time being, is the detail and the remark I want to add into my art, and it's very difficult, but I've overcome it so many times that it's become a lot more easier than it was for me from when I was younger. I want to practice a lot more on perspective view, which I haven't mentioned, but I'm starting to mention now. The way you would see things on a view. So you would want to get areas, well not areas, but when you want to do a painting and you want to elaborate the certain part, you don't want to make it look boring and bland. You want to make it look lively and as detailed as you want. So you would have to take certain angles and look at the room or the place you're looking at and decide whether this is a good angle. It'll be easier for me to draw, but at the same time, it'll be very expressive on the way you like it. What I'm doing right now is getting a simple tablet from what you would use for Photoshop or Studio Clip art, and to practice from there. So prepare me on better technology, on better works and stuff. So I have basics on how to use it, and it'll become easier on more difficult. For young artists, it is very difficult in the beginning. You feel like you're not getting anywhere, and it's very challenging on the way to get to the point where you want to be, but it's not easy. It takes time and years and a lot of experiences to understand to the point where you want to be. You may say, oh, I want to be this now, but you need the experience and you need to keep practicing and take challenges on yourself. Even though they're bad, keep doing them and keep trying.